the shadows of our city, there's a story that still sends chills down my spine. They called him the Artisan, not because he created beautiful things, but because everything he used was meticulously custom-made. I was a detective then, and this case changed everything I thought I knew about human nature. It started with a series of peculiar murders. Each victim was found with wounds that didn't match any conventional weapon. Our forensics team was baffled. The cuts were precise, the entry points unique. That's when we realized we weren't dealing with your typical killer. This person was using custom-made weapons, each crafted specifically for their intended purpose. I remember walking into his workshop after we finally tracked him down. The walls were lined with the most intricate tools of death you could imagine. Blades curved in impossible angles, mechanisms that seemed to defy physics, each piece a twisted masterpiece. He wasn't just a killer, he was an engineer of destruction. But what haunted me most wasn't the weapons themselves. It was the detailed journals we found, documenting the process of creating each instrument. Pages and pages of calculations, sketches, and notes about how the human body would react to each design. The level of dedication was terrifying. The residents of our city lived in fear for months. Everyone knew the best way to survive was to stay out of his way. People changed their routines, avoided dark alleys, installed security systems. The city became a prison of fear, all because of one man's obsession with custom-made perfection. What makes this story even more chilling is that before he was caught, he'd managed to sell some of his creations to other individuals. To this day, we don't know where all his weapons ended up. Sometimes, when similar cases pop up in different cities, I wonder if we're seeing his legacy continue through his deadly creations. The Artisan is locked away now, serving multiple life sentences, but his story serves as a reminder of how dangerous obsession can become when paired with skill and malicious intent. In my 30 years on the force, I've never encountered anyone quite like him. A man who turned craftsmanship into an art of terror. Sometimes late at night I still think about those weapons, each one custom-made for a specific victim. It reminds me that the most frightening monsters aren't the ones that hide under our beds, but the ones who walk among us, crafting their own tools of destruction with passionate precision. Remember this story the next time you hear about a custom-made anything. Not all craftsmen create for the good of humanity. Some create purely for the thrill of destruction.